What's going on, y'all? It's a Tuesday. It's your boy Cole 187. You already know what the situation is. Just gotta check on my people, make sure y'all good. I want to thank everybody who looked at the stream. That was just a little test run. I looked really, really terrible playing Call of Duty. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to still figure this whole streaming thing out so that I can kind of get the idea of what's going on. On top of that, like, I'm planning on getting a camera for the PlayStation so that you can see me while I'm playing, while that's going on, while I'm broadcasting. I'm getting everything situated for the live. I'm looking at everything I need for the Nintendo Switch too, so I can go ahead and do live streams and stuff like that as I'm playing Mario Kart. So I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Anywho, this is not even about me at this point. I just want to keep giving y'all and feeding y'all what y'all need for a daily basis. I'm like a cup of coffee without having the caffeine. You feel what I'm saying? It's real talk. Regardless of what's going on in your life and what's happening, if you feel like you stumbled, this is for people who feel like they stumbled, people who feel like they couldn't get themselves on point because they're going through whatever it is they're going through. If you lost a loved one, or school didn't do well for you, or life is just not treating you the way you need to like the way you want to see it, or how you looking at it. People who pretty much walked out on you, people who, or even situations where it's just like you realize you got to do it on your own, and it's like, where do I go? How do I figure it out, right? So for one, you need positivity. Where does that positivity come from? I'm gonna tell you where my positivity came from. Where, even though I got help after being homeless and my mom helped me, everything went to God at first. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything goes to God first. So that's just what it is. From that point on, once I figured out where I wanted to be at, I prayed on it. You know what I mean? And I said, sorry guys. So I said, pretty much, whatever the situation is of what God, I prayed to God what I wanted, or what I felt was right, and I was humble about it. And I said, if it was meant for me to have it, Lord, if you see that it's meant for me, then then if I'm able to receive it, cool. But at the same time, give me understanding as I'm receiving these gifts that I'm asking for, because I know I don't deserve it. You know what I mean? 110%. So once I started doing that, everything started coming into fruition of what God felt was right for me. But I had to go through different obstacles before I got there, right? The number one thing I did was submission. I submitted myself to God. I said, Jesus, you take the will. This is all on you. I'm going to just follow you and God through that situation. So you need that. You know what I mean? Positivity. Positivity is very, very important. No matter what the situation is, you need to have positive people in your life. You got to, if you see something negative, or you see that there's something that's not good within your spirit, you have to remove it. Because if you don't remove it, you get consumed by it, and then you become it without even realizing that's what you're doing. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's like a number one situation that everybody should be doing. Like, if there's something negative, something that's not good for you, something that just doesn't work in your favor, and you're just like, you see there's a certain person that's in your life that doesn't really come off the right way towards you, and your inner thoughts and your inner being is like, you need to get away from that person, or there's a warning signal that's kind of like low but is there, you need to go ahead and just listen to that voice of pretty much moving away from that situation. That's another thing. On top of that, just find hobbies. Just find things that you know that you're personally good at. You could be good at, I don't know, drawing. You could be good at, even if it was something small, but you realize that there's some type of spark that's in there, go ahead and do it. Don't sit there and say, well, I mean, I do it once in a while because it's just something to pass the time. Maybe that thing that you're doing that's passing the time could work out in your benefit, because that could be your actual hidden talent. You just haven't perfected it yet. You know what I mean? Like, for me, for instance, like, glory to God that I have multiple talents, but I think my biggest talent is helping people. So, like, that's my number one thing. And I've helped people in my life. Like, I've helped people get jobs. I've helped people get their license. I've helped people get their health insurance. I've literally given them the blueprint that they needed to be successful in certain cases, and wherever they went with is wherever they went with it. I've helped people who, pretty much was living off child support with, from the baby father, giving them child support, and that's all they were living off of, and then believe in themselves. I gave them the spark back. I've helped people who, were trying to get into certain lanes. They were like in the wrong format of certain situations in wrong places, And literally what I did was just show motivation of different things, and they blew up the whole 9 yards. I mean, 500,000 followers or 1 million. I've been around them all. You know what I mean? So the number one thing is, you want people around that's going to really give you a better situation and a better spark and really see what's great for you. You know what I mean? Like, I had another friend, my boy Ceballos, who showed me different things, and that was a positive thing. He sat there and showed me about about LLCs and how it works out and how to build and this, that, and the third, and then realized that I was able to get my first Platinum Express card. Never thought that, and then saw like with the things, with a Platinum Express card, what it can do, going to airports and going into, the Amex lounge, and then literally like get food for free at the airport and free drinks. Like, I didn't even know that existed until, again, I had positive people and people who had mindsets and was smart and things that I didn't know. They put me in the right direction. You need people like that. You know what I mean? Go for the people that's positive, and it's okay. Like, one thing, for instance, right? I'm going to be honest with y'all. There's only about 1 or 2, maybe 3 people that are on my Instagram that know my channel and follow my channel. 110%, right? But majority of the people that I've told them about, they didn't come over here. Sometimes, and the reason why I say that is because at the end of the day, like, you don't need those. Like, it just shows. Like, I literally met you guys from just out of nowhere, just in a space, straight up. And I have more love and respect from you guys than I even get from the people that's around me. You know what I'm saying? I think my mom's over here too. No, shout out to my mom, right? But but she's not on Instagram, right? But you get what I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, like, you need these type of people in your life that really care about you, that's really going to sit there and say, hey, at the end of the day, I support you just for what you're doing. And you guys came in and did that. Again, I really respect the people who say, yo, I literally look at your channel, and even though I look at your channel, I really was coming here for the giveaway. But then I really started looking at your videos, and then when I looked at your videos, I realized it's just more than what you just, what you're portraying. You're just doing this, yeah, for sure, but you got more to say on the back end. I got so many stories I could tell y'all because I've been through a lot. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm not just doing that to be like, oh, look at my pain. No, let's learn from it, because if you may be going through it, and if I surpassed it, maybe I could help it. Not only that, I look at the comments. Maybe it could be something that you did that I could look at and be like, I could use that for positivity as well. Still sharp and still. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. And no matter what, just stay focused on your craft and just have the right people around. Keep God in your mind and everything that you do. Pray on it. Even people who are not Christian and don't believe in God. Like I said, I tell you, I didn't wake up one day. I wasn't a kid and just said, oh, I believe in God. I was in church all the time, this, that, and the third. But I didn't believe in God until everything fell apart. Once everything fell apart and I knew there was nobody else to turn to, and I mean, you're talking to a guy who's an ex-atheist. You're talking to a guy who was a ex-Satanist. You're talking to somebody who did all types of things just to try to prove a point. And I played with God's wrong situation. I played God the wrong way, and I literally got penalized for it. So that's the reason when I turned leaf and really went the opposite direction. I started following God. Everything started changing. So at the end of the day, like, I pray for y'all that y'all find that sense of peace. And trust me, if you do, it's going to work in your favor. It's not going to happen overnight, because God works on his own timing. But when it happens, and you'll definitely see the miracles that go on from that point on. But you definitely need the right people around. You definitely need to get inside your prayer, get in that Bible, talk to God, you know what I'm saying, 110%. And then from there, just stay positive. Whatever gifts you have, just start moving on those things. They may not seem like nothing for the moment, but think about it. Everything starts as a seed. A seed. All you got to do is water it. And how you water it is pretty much where it's going to go from that point on. But it depends on how you water it and you bring light to it. You know what I mean? God going to give you the gift. But at the end of the day, faith without works means nothing. So you got to go ahead and still put that water in. You still got to give it enough sun. Make sure everything is right with it. You keep watering it. Eventually, that plant is going to grow roots. That root is going to start growing a tree. That tree is going to start growing whatever the fruits you bear and you put on it. So at the end of the day, that's just what it is. So I really wanted to give y'all that. And this is just my mentality of how I look at life. Keep yourself on point. Keep yourself focused, keep yourself sharp, and get your mind out the static of what other people are saying, and whatever the case may be, those negative people. who's like, you can't do this, you can't do that. Oh, I don't know about this. Oh, you want to do that? I don't know about that. Get them out of your way. Get them out of your space. Get them out of your space. You need to have a positive mindset and don't listen to nobody but God. That positive intuition, and move along with that. Do not focus on these people who, because at the end of the day, when they're telling you that, they really saying that to themselves. But you got to be the one to do it. You know what I'm saying? You be the trendsetter. You be that go-getter. You go ahead and do what's best and what you feel is best, and you stand on it no matter what. You know what I mean? But I just want to give y'all that today. I'll holler at your boys. Your boy Cole 187. Peace, y'all. Have a great day.